I recently took one of those political compass tests online to see where I stood. Apparently, I'm pretty far to the left and quite libertarian. A little bit to the left of Gandhi, actually. So, I'd like you to keep that in mind while I tell you a little story and formulate a question for you. I remember reading about an island tribe that had an interesting fertility ritual. Every generation, they would choose a young virgin girl and a young virgin boy to take part in this ritual. They would take the young girl and they would bring her into a hut where one by one all the young boys who had come of age in the tribe would have sex with her. The chosen boy would be the last one to go. And when the final couple were in the throes of passion, they would plunge a spear through the two of them, sacrificing them to the fertility god. They considered it an honor for the families and for the children to be chosen for this ritual. This was their religion. It's my opinion that freedom of religion must end when that religion becomes harmful to the people around it, or even its own practitioners, whether they be willing or not. Thrusting a spear through two young children is an ignorant and barbaric practice. Stoning a woman for adultery, public floggings, beheadings, hanging homosexuals are all ignorant and barbaric practices taken on by an Iron Age cult. Freedom of religion must end when that religion becomes harmful to the people around it or even to its own practitioners, be they willing or not. One of my subscriptions, Stop Sharia Law Now, had her channel hacked into and all of her videos deleted. So I posted a video in support of that. And soon after that, I started getting in my inbox videos in support of an organization called the BNP. Now, I'm not British and I don't follow British politics, but I do know that the BNP is quite the racist organization. Definitely not in line with my far-left political views. Which leads me to my dilemma. I'm of the opinion that Sharia law needs to be banned, and political Islam absolutely needs to abdicate the throne. Religion, any religion, cannot be allowed to rule countries, make their laws, and deal out punishments based on their Iron Age doctrines. Being nonviolent in nature, I've tended to support policies that should at least halt the spread of this through limited immigration and sanctions on countries that practice Sharia law. Apparently, though, these policies also seem to be attractive to the racist and bigoted people among us, naturally, because it involves excluding a whole block of people who are different from you. So I find myself in a very uncomfortable agreement with these people, at least on the matters of immigration. And to further complicate the matter, those who would see Sharia law implemented everywhere exploit this dilemma by playing the victim card. Anyone who speaks out with passion or anger against political Islam and Sharia law risks being labeled as a racist or a bigot when nothing could be further from the truth. So my question to the internets is this: how do I effectively oppose political Islam and its accompanying Sharia law without being seen to throw my lot in with the racists and the bigots? Now, this is not a request for a debate. This is more a request for enlightenment. I really don't have a definitive answer for this, and I'm hoping that some of you can give me some replies that will help to enlighten me. So how do you deal with this? I know, I see where this is going. There will be people among you who will defend Islam and say most Muslims are peaceful, moderate. Well, okay, I could be wrong, and I'm willing to hear you out. But if that's the road you want to go down, there's an elephant in the room that you need to address. You can't support a religious state and Sharia law and still call yourself a moderate. If most Muslims are indeed moderate, then you would expect that countries where Muslims are the majority would be moderate countries. Yet countries like Iran, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, that are all majority Muslim countries, to some degree have instituted draconian versions of Sharia law. These are whole nations that, like Japan, have standing armies and weapons programs. At least one is already nuclear armed, and all are dominated or directly ruled by radical forms of Islam. So if you still want to go down that road, that's okay. But I expect you to address that elephant in the room.